Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to our weekly stream. Tonight, we're talking about being about something so many business owners experience, but don't always understand. That is, you're busy, your calendar is full, you're making sales, you're serving clients, but somehow at the end of the month, you still feel broke. I understand, brokey. If that sounds familiar, tonight conversation is for you because being busy and being profitable are two very different things. We want to be profitable and productive. So, revenue is not profit. Let's start with the biggest misconception about revenue and profit. A lot of people think I made $10,000 this month, so I made $10,000. No, that's $10,000 in revenue. The total money your business brought in. Revenue is the top line number, okay? It does not mean you get to keep all of that. Even if you had no expenses, you're not keeping all of that. Expenses eat into your revenue. Now let's talk about expenses. Expenses are everything it costs to run your business. Software subscriptions, payroll of contractors, supplies, insurances, marketing, rent, business tools, taxes. So if you made $10,000 in revenue but spent 7,000 running your business, you didn't make $10,000. You made $3,000 in profit before taxes, right? Profit is what actually matters. Profit is what's left after expenses. This is the number that tells you if your business is actually working. You can have high revenue and low profit. You can look successful online and still struggle financially. And this is why many entrepreneurs feel busy but broke. They're focused on making money, but not tracking what they are keeping, right? So, why being busy can trick you? Being busy can create the illusion of success. A packed schedule can make you feel productive. Sales notifications can make you feel profitable, but activity does not always equal income, and income does not always equal profit. This is why bookkeeping matters. Your numbers tell you the truth, your calendar can't. So, if you want to know if your business is healthy, track these three things regularly: revenue, which is what came in, expenses is what went out, right? So, profit is what's left. That shows you move from surviving to actually building wealth. So, we have some questions that I want to go on, but before we go into it, I just want to definitely go over this because I do want to stress the fact that being productive is the goal. Like you want to be productive. When you're productive, you are producing, right? So you want to be productive and profitable. You don't want to be productive and not profitable because something has to give. And that's why bookkeeping is very important because at the end of the day, it can help you with a lot. It can help you make a lot of decisions. And I always say bookkeeping and your accounting is your silent business partner because it's going to help you make the decisions that you cannot kind of make sometimes with a blind eye. Like you can make certain decisions. Like for instance, 4 kids here. A lot of things that there's a lot of decisions I have to make, and my business helps me make those decisions. Sure, I have a calendar. My calendar is color coded. I have pink, blue, purple, lilac, all these different colors. Colors for the kids, color for my businesses, and it looks crazy, right? But at the end of the day, it's all about me making time and able to shift my time blocks around. Because there's sometimes when my time block is not a 9 to 5 when it comes to business. It could be from 5 to 7 for one time block, and then I have to move another time block another place. But then it also helps me determine where I'm making my money at. So my client block, of course, is where I make my money. And sometimes you work in my business, but it also determines, like for instance, now that Shawnee is 16, has his license, my son's schedule is always crazy. And I just signed him up to be an assistant coach for his sister's football. So the schedule is crazy. It's always been that way. They've always been productive. My children have been productive, always doing something, right? Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, something. So at the end of the day, it was determined that Shawnee will need a car since he has his license. So it did work out when I did the math and figured out buying his car, paying the car insurance, and all the time I sit in a car taking him all over the freaking Long Island. It makes more sense that he has a car and he's driving himself to these things because that gives me more time to work on the business and work in my business and do more things for my business as well. And he can also help me with his siblings and everything like that if he has the time. But at the end of the day, I'm able to look at my calendar and my calendar helps me decide if I do this instead of that, I can actually bring in more revenue and I'll be more productive and more profitable. And being productive and profitable does not mean you have to be super busy though. Like it helps you determine what you should be working on. Okay. So let's hop into some questions real quick. And the first question I have, can I have high revenue and still struggle financially? Yes, high revenue does not automatically mean high profit. If your expenses are too high or your pricing is too low, you can make a lot of money and still keep very little. And I just want to hop in like that real quick because certain businesses have it where they bring in a lot of revenue, but there's also a lot of either overhead or cost that comes with that business, or whatever. So like they could be bringing in maybe 200,000 a month or whatever, but they have to price on minimum spend almost 200,000 a month. Or what did I say? If they're bringing like 300,000 or like 200,000, they're probably gonna have to bring in a minimum of probably pay 150,000. So they're already at only 50,000 left over in profit, right? Sounds like a lot. Like, yeah, I wish I was making that, but it comes with higher costs. And that's just how the businesses are. So you can have high revenue and higher costs because of the fact that the type of business you're in. That's usually in like construction, like especially now where everything being inflation and all that stuff, like um the profit margin is lower. And when I say profit margin, that means expenses high, revenue high, but expenses and revenue are basically this close. So it makes it really smaller for you to bring in a profit. So that comes with the type of business and industry you are in. So just be aware of that. And if that's the case, make sure you are very strategic when it comes to being super busy and determine on how you do not make yourself super busy because as owners, our goal is to be owners and not operators, okay? Moms and entrepreneurs out there, the goal is to be owners, not an operator, okay? So, next question I have is I gotta check my mail. Why do I feel broke even though I'm making sales? Because sales are revenue, not profit. Once expenses, taxes, and overhead are, like I just said, are taken out, what's left may be much less than you expected. Okay. So that's that, guys. Oh, I didn't even put up my second question. Oh, I don't think it stays up that long. It scared me a little bit. Next question is, what is the most important number to track? Profit. Revenue shows growth, but profit shows sustainability. Profit tells you if your business is truly healthy. Closing. So here, is it truly healthy or is it almost time to close the doors? That's what profit would definitely help you explain, figure out, and things like that. Okay. But if you guys have any questions, put it in the chat, put it in the comments, or send me a DM. I will hop on an audio recording and respond because texting is not going to be working for me right now. Because every time somebody texts me, and I swear, I'm so sorry. You guys can text me, and if you see the dots or whatever, I am texting back, and then I totally forget because I have a 3-year-old that just snatches the phone from me because she thinks she should just have my phone all the time. So before we end in, here's your takeaway tonight. Stop measuring success by how busy you are. Start measuring success by profitability because a full schedule does not always mean a healthy business. So, thank you so much for being here tonight. And like I said, drop a money bag in the comment if this helps. And I'll see y'all next Tuesday at 7 p.m. So, for the rest of this week, I want you guys to be profitable, productive. Well, I can't talk today. Profitable and productive, okay? And have a great one. Bye, y'all.